I don't think innovation matters now. I think innovation has always mattered and will always matter. If you look at the history of business and societies, if they don't innovate, the world moves on and leaves them behind. So in business, if you don't innovate, essentially you're going to, at best, slowly decline. So actually innovation is an essential prerequisite for survival and success. If you have a less diverse, less inclusive environment, you're not going to hear all the voices. And it turns out that Chinese voices don't always sound the same as French voices or American voices. They have different opinions, and different approaches, different business models emerge from those different voices. So actually to innovate, you need maximum diversity of thought. In order to explain how I think about fostering cultural equality, probably I should begin with saying what I think it is and what it isn't. I mean, it isn't about sameness. So equality doesn't mean I'm always looking for everyone to fit into exactly the same slot and look the same. In fact, it's probably the opposite of that. It's about openness to a very broad and diverse array of ways of being. You foster that through leadership, top down, through the signals you send, through the choices you make about people, through putting your money where your mouth is regarding things like promotion of women, ratings of minorities in our performance management approaches. All of those things contribute to how you create a culture and an environment for equality. Probably the single characteristic that one needs in order to be innovative is curiosity, being willing to see new approaches and try them. Of course, that's not the only thing. It turns out that innovation can be a more structured process than people think. It's not freewheeling, creative luck. You can have a deliberate process, but it is about experimentation and being curious to see different ways of doing things and trying them out and then moving on. Developing curiosity and openness are probably key parts of building an innovation gene in yourself. When I speak to my clients, who often ask about how do you create a stronger movement around innovation, I often will talk about three things. One is acquisitions. To bring innovative ideas, and obviously sometimes you need to bring in different people with different ideas. And so being more open to a range of acquisitions that bring in new skills. Two is understanding that no one company has all the answers. And so therefore building a network of relationships across a broad ecosystem from tiny to big companies, becoming a platform for startups yourself, is a way of bringing innovation into the business. And then thirdly, this concept of a deliberate, determined, structured process of innovation that in Accenture's case we deliver through our innovation architecture, but there are other ways of doing it where companies are actually explicitly choosing to innovate. And that combination can help drive change in that innovation space. Becoming an ever more equal environment is not an option. It's just the right thing to do. And if we want to be a great business, led by great people who others inside and outside Accenture look to, because we claim that we know something about where the future is, we maximize our chances of being that organization if we are ever more equal. It turns out there are many things that you can do in common. You need to educate people. Everyone needs to get that it's important. And you need to build it into the culture so it's not a dedicated single group that does it, but all of us. That's something that we spend a lot of time thinking about. Second, you need to be open to all the new ideas that you can bring in from inside and outside the company. So working with startups, working with ecosystem partners. And then thirdly, actually you do need a deliberate process. And in Accenture's case, we built our innovation architecture, which are units with people in them whose day job it is to concentrate innovation for the company.